Right, quite a bit of Manchester United-based breaking news this morning. We've got an update on their pursuit of the Brentford forward, Bryan Mbeumo.
Everyone just wants to hear about Bryan Mbeumo, right? Let's get the question in. Let's get it in. Look, and we live in a weird world. I never thought was possible that rumours are we are able to outbid. 10 years ago, we said this was the case. I'll just call you mad. But Spurs seem in the position where we can outbid Man United for a football player. And reports say we're doing that or have done that. Is there any truth in this one? And because the player as well kind of publicly came out to say Man United, well, the reports came out to say that Man United is where they wanted to go, but that was prior to our concrete interest as well, right? Has anything changed around him?
Well, first of all, huge respect to Darren Lewis. What a fantastic journalist, and I always enjoy his work. So my information I'll give you, but I just want to say he's a brilliant journalist and one of the best in the business. Now, with Mbeumo, it feels quite coincidental to me, speaking to sources, that the day after Thomas Frank is appointed, and again, I come back to what I said before, he carries no recruitment autonomy. He's a leading voice and an important one. There'll be no veto. There'll be nothing bartered into his appointment that says we will bid for Mbeumo. And yet a day after he is appointed as the Spurs manager, a 70 million bid goes in. And what's strange about that is that Manchester United's rejected bid was £45 million plus 10 million in add-ons. Now, when have we ever seen Daniel Levy go from 55 million, with Brentford wanting 62.5 million or so to match the Matheus Cunha figure, to jumping above that number and hitting 70 million? It's a big increase from 55 million to 70 million. And I'm told at this stage that there has been no formal bid from Tottenham for Bryan Mbeumo. Have there been conversations verbally? Yes. Are they interested? Absolutely. Are there other options? Of course. Semenya, Dibbling, to name but two. Bryan Mbeumo told all suitors, including Spurs, his preference was Manchester United. Players don't always get their preference. And by the way, much like you applying for jobs, you could have 3 job offers. You would be forced to rank them, but that doesn't mean that you don't think all 3 job offers are brilliant. So nobody's saying that Mbeumo has rejected Tottenham, but he has made it clear to suitors if Manchester United agree a fee with Brentford, he would like to go to Manchester United. What do Brentford want in an ideal world? 70 million. What might they settle for? 62.5, the same number that Manchester United paid for Matheus Cunha. And a day after Thomas Frank is appointed, suddenly we hear the Brentford 70 million number, which is high, has been hit by Tottenham, and that Daniel Levy has gone £15 million above the Manchester United bid. And again, I've got huge respect, and you always have to appreciate that even if your information is one thing, another journalist might have outscooped you or have better sources in a particular area. So I'm not here to shout anyone else's work down. I'm just not personally aware yet of a formal Spurs bid for Mbeumo. And I would be personally surprised if Manchester United bid 55 package if Tottenham came in immediately at 70. But it helps Brentford to have new suitors, because naturally they got more chance of getting a number closer to 70 million if there's more than one bidder. So I think if we had a scenario where Tottenham agreed a fee with Brentford and Manchester United, who are trying to be decisive, but that also includes walking away if they feel there's no value to be had, should they not agree a fee, Mbeumo for me would not stay at Brentford. He would follow Thomas Frank to Spurs. If we have a scenario where both Manchester United and Tottenham agree an identical package with Brentford, and it's only on where the player wants to go, my information remains that Mbeumo is favouring a move to Manchester United. So Tottenham's tactic, if they want Mbeumo, has to be to agree a fee with Brentford first. And I tell you something, if they did bid 70 million, I'm not here to shout down a fantastic journalist's work. So if that's correct, it would surprise me if it's not accepted by Brentford, because that is their top end valuation. So once again, I know it's a bit doom and gloom for Spurs fans. If both clubs agree a fee, I expect Mbeumo, unless he has a U-turn in his position, And you never know because of the Thomas Frank factor, but his position, I'm told, is to favour Manchester United. But there is a scenario where Manchester United walk away because they're not prepared to meet the valuation. Tottenham say with Champions League money, we're going to put big investment behind Mbeumo because of the Thomas Frank factor and how much he knows and likes the player. And then you may get a scenario, and again, we're just talking scenarios of how the market might play out, where Manchester United walk away. And at that point, Mbeumo's not going to say, I'm going to wait all summer for Manchester United. He's going to say, brilliant, I'll go and play Champions League football with Spurs. So that's where we're at the moment. There's a series of variables and moving parts. I can't give any more clarity at the moment on this 70 million bid. But what I would say is if it is correct, and I'm not personally aware of a formal bid yet, then should the number be 70 million, it is at Brentford's top end asking price.
Ben, thank you so much. We really appreciate that.